Hello, this is Victor at restoreyourmercedes.com. This video is for Donald in South Carolina, and here we have throttle body from a 500E. This is an early style with large connector, and this is the one that does not have issues with wires for the most part. I only seen two of them that had issues with wires and there were mechanical problems, but this wiring loom seems to be fine because this wiring loom is made with a nice insulation. It's not biodegradable insulation. Okay, so this is fine. Now the unit had experienced very weird problem, and I showed in previous video where the problem, what it was doing actually. So it was shutting off when the throttle was opened up, and it didn't show up right away. It actually showed up on the third day on the bench test, which is unusual because usually when you have an issue with the unit it would show up, but it did not. So it was on the bench energized 2 days straight, nothing was going on, and on the third day it started to act up, and the problem was inside the brains in there. Very delicate job, and the brushes were worn off, and that's what I did. I replaced brushes and thoroughly cleaned everything and put it back together. So it's a very delicate job. I would never recommend anybody going in there because the risk of breaking the whole thing is very high. It's very fragile. Aboard the ceramic, it's like one wrong move and it's over. It's gone. So in this unit I did right, and everything is fine. So here is the part number here, 000-141-7325. Production date might not show on the camera, although if I shut down the light, maybe I would show you production date. See, it's in 1992, 7th month. Right here we got 7th month of 1992. So yes, this is an older unit, but older units are usually better built. So anyway, so the unit is energized right now on the bench. Just want to show you temperature, just go over standard procedures here. Let's go check it out. So as you can see, the unit has been energized for a while now because temperature is quite high. The ambient temperature in the room is 65. Okay, so this unit is almost 100. Just to show that unit has been working. It takes few hours to get unit to get to this temperature because it's aluminum. Heat dissipates quite nicely because aluminum works as heat exchanger like a radiator. So as you can remember from previous video, I couldn't do this. I could not move this unit like this. No, it would just shut off. And right now, as you can see, it moves perfectly fine. The linkage is very nice, no binding. I had to modify it a little bit because it was a little bit on the tight side, but now it's perfect. Very light. I can just do it, as you can see, just with my finger, even by friction. That's how light it is. Very nice. I really like my throttles to be just like that, because the stiffer they get, there is a pressure on potentiometer. There's like a lot of factors here involved, but this is what you want. You just basically just, you know, this is just friction. So very nice. The overall unit came with lots of oxidation. I cleaned it off as much as I could, but because wires attached, I did not put it in the parts washer. So this is basically how it came out. Yes, I mean, it's not you know, not all the areas cleaned off to be brand new, but the unit had been cleaned off before me. So you can see scratches on the plate. That was not me, but anyway, no concerns here. It's just fine, just not a problem. I just grinded down the sealing surface here because when you put new gasket on, you want obviously to have a nice seal so you don't have any vacuum leaks going on. So the plate was realigned, red thread lock on bolts, usual thing. And of course we're going to go and look at readings right now. So we have readouts here. Let me just move the laptop, maybe turn it a little bit like this. So what do we have here? We got 4.25, 4.26. Usually the top one I see around 4.25 4.25, 4.24. This one is 4.26, but again, that's not a deal breaker because there is a little leeway. Okay, so that's fine. That's not a concern, obviously. 0.4 to 0.6 is the span on the R1 potentiometer. So, but of course, because I went into brains, that's 0.2 volts. That's really not an issue. I don't see it being an issue. It probably won't even be considered by computer to be where it is. So this is wide open throttle, so we have the readings change, voltages change. That's what's important. That's what potentiometer and brain does. Basically, I call potentiometer as the brain because it is pretty much a brain of the unit. And back to idle, and we got micro switches change and voltages also change. So we're pretty much good to go. Micro switches on off, open the throttle, micro switches go to off on. As you can see, it takes a little time because, you know, by the time the software goes through, you know, all the values go through, and then it takes a little bit. So this is basically what we are. I'm pretty much happy with the result. No issues with the unit. I don't see any problems. Last thing, we're going to twist. Basically, we're going to leave it in wide open position, and let's just try to twist the harness just to see. Let me just lay it down because I don't want it to fall. Okay, so we're just going to leave it just something like this. So this area was cut open. I rewrapped it just, I guess, in case, because you know, I think somebody cut it just to see if the wires were bad. But again, this is different throttle. It's not the one that you usually see I work on, because going down to, I just leave all my adapters on the floor, so just don't judge me, because I don't want to have all these wires laying on the bench there. That I don't like that. I'd rather to have them off the bench, so we can see that everything is fine. So this is our connector. This is the large connector throttle, older style. But yes, they do go bad, but oh god, they do go bad, but they go bad internally, not into wires. I only seen 2 units that had issues with actual wire and loom. So as you can see, I twisted it. Throttle is still active. Yeah, it jumps like this because the plate hits. As you can see, the plate hits the table. That's why I always test units standing upwards, so the plate does not hit the table. So I guess this is a long video, but this was a very weird one. Usually I get more straightforward units, but this is a tough one. But anything can be done. So this unit is operational, ready to go. Just want to show you the activation once more. Power on and off. Just rearrange my bench a little bit. This is off. This is on. Every time I reset it on my multiplexer resets. So, yep. So we're here, good to go. No problems. One more look at readings and off we go. 4.26, 0.45. I'm fine with that. Alright, so this is all. This is Victor at HistoriaMercedes.com. Thank you for watching.